What if the Golden State Warriors, fresh from one of the greatest dynasties the NBA has ever witnessed, aren't quite done yet? Imagine Stephen Curry sharing the backcourt with one of the league's smartest, toughest two-way guards. This week, the NBA rumor mill ignited with one blockbuster possibility. Derek White, a champion with the Boston Celtics, could be the Warriors' next game-changing target. As both franchises stare down a summer of soul-searching, Golden State trying to stretch the final years of the Curry era, and Boston battling salary cap chaos without superstar Jason Tatum, one name has captured the imagination of fans and insiders alike. If you're ready for the inside scoop on a deal that could rock the NBA to its core, you're in the right place. Let's not sugarcoat it. The Warriors' championship window is getting tighter. Stephen Curry is 36 years old. Draymond Green's prime is in the rear view. And although bringing in Jimmy Butler was a headline-stealing move, Golden State still needs one more star-quality addition to be a true contender. So why Derek White? According to Logan Murdoch from The Ringer, the Warriors are looking at White as a serious target this offseason. His message, delivered on the Zach Lowe show, was clear. White is not just a possibility, but a priority. Another guy that I think you should look at for the Warriors going forward is Derek White. I think that's something the Warriors are looking at right now. White fits the Warriors' DNA. He's one of the NBA's premier defenders, a sharp shooter who just hit a scorching 38.4% from deep, and a seamless secondary playmaker. His game runs on high IQ and relentless energy. Most importantly, he's ego-free, a rare trait for a player who just made his second consecutive all-defensive team. In other words, he belongs in the Warriors' system of movement, quick decision-making, and selfless ball sharing. Imagine White hitting corner threes off Curry's gravity, switching effortlessly across three defensive positions, and giving Curry much-needed rest by taking on tough perimeter assignments. It's a near-perfect fit on paper. But stars don't swap teams for free, and here's where the story gets even juicier. The Boston Celtics aren't looking to move Derek White because of performance. Far from it. But the financial reality is tough. Boston is staring down a mind-boggling $500+ million payroll, ballooned by luxury taxes and supermax extensions. And with Jason Tatum sidelined indefinitely due to an Achilles injury, the franchise is experiencing as much anxiety as any title contender in recent memory. White is beloved in Boston. He's the tone setter, the glue guy, and a vital cog in the team's success on both ends. Yet, his contract is not only high value, it's also one of the few portable pieces Boston can realistically move if they're forced to cut costs to remain competitive and avoid the harshest tax penalties. That's where the Warriors emerge as a trading partner with assets Boston desires, youth and future draft capital. Jonathan Kuminga, a former lottery pick, headlines Golden State's possible offer. He's a high-flying, versatile forward who has shown flashes of two-way stardom. Kuminga could immediately help. The Celtics maintain athleticism on the wing while Tatum recovers, perhaps even growing into a new core piece. But Boston needs more than just one bright young talent. The Warriors control their own first-round draft picks from 2026 through 2029. For a Celtics front office led by Brad Stevens and tasked with ensuring future sustainability, loading up on premium draft assets could be key. A trade starting with Kuminga and including one or more first-rounders, potentially even pick swaps, might get Boston listening. These are the building blocks for a post-Tatum transition, or, at the very least, insurance against further injury setbacks to their current core. Of course, dangling Kuminga and their picks won't be easy for Golden State. The Warriors have famously plotted a careful balance between contending now, with their aging legends, and preparing for life after Curry. Moving youth and future picks is a huge bet, but if winning another title is the mandate, it might be the risk they finally have to take. Now here's where things get emotional. Derek White isn't just any trade asset. He's become the heartbeat of the Celtics locker room, setting defensive standards and playing unselfishly, a rare combination that's hard to replace. On the flip side, for Golden State, pairing White with Curry and Butler would create one of the most intelligent and versatile lineups in the league. Steve Kerr could unleash new defensive schemes, trust White to play big playoff minutes, and sharpen the team's clutch performance on both ends of the floor. Yet, history shows us, debt is owed to chemistry and continuity. Teams that rip out their core, even for smart basketball reasons, sometimes struggle to rediscover that elusive secret sauce. Would Boston be risking locker room culture, and by extension, their championship hopes, by moving White? Would Golden State be sacrificing too much long-term security? So where does that leave us? Is this a headline just built for clicks, or is there legitimate fire behind the smoke? Both franchises have motivation. The Warriors are desperate not to squander the last years of a basketball legend. The Celtics, reluctant as they may be, have to deal with a budget nightmare and a star player rehabbing on the sidelines. If Brad Stevens decides the future viability of the Celtics matters as much as winning in the present, White could be the sacrificial lamb. If Bob Myers and the Warriors front office are committed to maximizing Curry's legacy, this could be the blockbuster deal they've been waiting for. The barriers are real. Boston would want a king's ransom, even for a non-superstar like White. Golden State's owners would have to stomach added payroll and parting with precious picks. But as recent NBA history shows, necessity breeds creativity, and sometimes the most unlikely deals reshape the entire championship race. Let's debate. Is this the move that changes everything? So what do you think? Would Derek White in a Warriors uniform mean another parade in the Bay? Could Boston thrive after saying goodbye to such an essential player? Or is this all just well-spun off-season fantasy? I want to hear your opinions. Smash that like button if you enjoyed this detailed breakdown, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you want to see this move happen? Or would you hold on to your assets if you ran either team? Thank you for tuning in. Stay connected for all the breaking news, sharp analysis, and real talk that you won't find anywhere else. This is Fabiano, signing off. See you in the next headline.